Very, very big Twitch leak today. A big one, a disappointing one, but also not a surprising one. I don't think there's been a single good Twitch announcement since like 2018. When was the TwitchCon where they announced that they're moving their payout from net 45 to net 15? Remember that? Where like instead of paying out 45 days later, they only paid out 15 days later. I feel like I remember tweeting after that one, there were like 2 or 3 big things in there that are like, this is so awesome, this is great. I tweeted something about how YouTube should be taking note on what Twitch is doing. And it's just the irony of that statement. They announced gifted subs. I'm trying to remember what year. Can someone like in chat tell me what year YouTube or Twitch dropped gifted subs? Late 2018, that makes sense. That is how you announce stuff on your platform. That is how you build a community. That's how you build a social media platform. You release stuff like gifted subs gave Twitch a ton of money. It also gave streamers a ton of money. Like that was the best example. I think that was the last like win-win that Twitch has had. And it's really frustrating. Hey guys, I'm gonna interrupt this video real quick to share with you the sponsor, because that sponsor is VBI. And lots of times it feels like you guys like my VBI ads more than the rest of the video, which is, I guess, a little hurtful. But do you guys remember the transition maker that I talked about a few months ago? That tool that lets you make custom built transitions for your live streams and your videos, and it takes like less than 2 minutes? Well, they just added a ton of new transition templates for you to choose from, and you can get these today. So check this out, let me show you how it works. I'm gonna start a new transition. I'll add the Senpai logo. I'm gonna change the colors to match our branding, take a closer look at it to make sure I did it right, and then choose the file type to export, WebM for OBS, MOV for our videos. And then we just toss it in our editor and we're done. Professional transition, done in minutes for as low as $2. That's insane. Link in the description below. Like maybe these black and white overlays, use code Senpai for 20% off. Or just use the link in the description, the 20% discount will automatically be added. Back to the video. The Twitch leak says that potentially this summer, Twitch is making a handful of changes. Let's actually just pull it up. So incentives for more ads. So hurting the experience even more for the viewer. New revenue split, 70 to 30. That's the big one that everybody's talking about. New tier system, don't really know what that means. No more exclusivity, the only good thing about this entire list. And then could be coming this summer. I thought YouTube's response was hysterical. Lots coming, YouTube gaming next 2 weeks. Just a reminder, YouTube's rev share across fan funding features, i.e. supers and memberships, remains 70-30, and our YouTube partnership program doesn't require any form of content exclusivity. 2 things holding back YouTube right now, and it's gifted members and it's a free sub. However, here are my thoughts on Twitch. The thing about these here is this has been pretty par for the course for Twitch. And it's been really frustrating ever since I'd say for the last 3-4 years, every single announcement they've made has been for short-term revenue increase. Let's hurt the experience of either watching streams or of streaming just to get a little bit of extra increase in revenue. Even though it's probably gonna make our users really mad at us, it's probably gonna make people look for other options. We want a slight increase, a slight boost in revenue. It feels very indicative of Amazon reaching, like overreaching into Twitch. They bought Twitch back in what, 2013, 2012 for nearly $1 billion, and Twitch has not been profitable, and I think they're frustrated. I think they're bothered that they spent $1 billion on something that is hemorrhaging them money, because moves like this are not moves that companies make when they're trying to establish long-term dominance. 70 to 50 looks like 20%. It's 20% of what the user pays. However, you're going from $3.50 down to $2.50. That is a 28.5% decrease. If Twitch just comes out one day and says, hey, your sub revenue that you're making a vast majority of your business, like subs were usually, I wanna say like 60 to 70% of my revenue on Twitch. And if suddenly I lost 30% of that revenue overnight, dude, I'd be pissed. I'd be done. I mean, typically we had about 2,000 subs, which means, let's say they were all tier 1. They weren't all tier 1, but tier 1 was such a massive portion of it. Let's say they were all tier 1. Let's pull up a calculator here. So let's say 2,500 subs times, I was making, by the way, I had the 350, I had the 70-30 split. Yeah, I usually said I was making like 10 to 15K a month on Twitch. Of that, at least $8,700 was from subs. Actually, let's just do this. Answer, divided by 350. That brings us back to how many subs? Times 250. Now I'm making $62.50. That is $2,500 a month. That's just gone. Meaning you're losing 28.5% of your revenue. But like, there's a reason I moved to YouTube, is because I felt like this is what was gonna happen. YouTube has shown a consistent effort to slightly increase profits at the detriment of the user. I bet you the next big move that pisses people off that Twitch does, I bet they remove ad-free viewing for subs. I bet it's gone. Or at least, I bet they ease their way into it. I bet they remove ad-free viewing for people who have received gifted subs. I don't see them removing Prime subs, even though it's a massive, like, I don't see them doing that at least for a couple more years. Do you guys remember when if you had Twitch Prime, you didn't get any ads? Do you remember how great that was? And then they removed that. Dude, a ton of big streamers have been freaking out about it. Nadeshot talked about it. Says he thinks it'll be a terrible decision. But the big thing is he says he's worried about what happens when there are these people who have signed exclusively with Twitch. And then these moves happen and they can't do anything about it because they're already signed. The last time something like this happened where there was a massive change, there was just like a little pop-up window when you went to your Twitch dashboard and there was like an accept button. Hey, do you accept the new terms and conditions? I bet that's how this happens too. They're gonna add this little pop-up that says, hey, there's been a slight change to your partner contract. Do you accept it? And then you accept it and you realize you've lost your 70-30 split. If Twitch removes the 70-30 split from large streamers, I guarantee you. Oh, and YouTube has gifted memberships at the same time. I guarantee you, a ton of them are moving over to YouTube. Most of them already have massive YouTube presences. Like Pokimane moving to YouTube would be no problem. She has millions and millions of subscribers. I bet you if she moved to YouTube, she'd get more viewers. But right now, if she moved, she'd lose a lot of money because of gifted membership, the lack of gifted membership. Who else talked about it? Sam Chen. Sam Chen was someone I met with at Twitch, a previous employee over at YouTube or over at Twitch. And when I would go to PAX, I think I met with him 2 or 3 times. Really, really cool dude, really loved Twitch. Left recently for obvious reasons. Says, remember when people said I was completely wrong? There's no way this is true when I broke down sub-split economics. He had a whole post, I read the whole thing, on how subscriptions don't actually make Twitch money and how big streamers are actually hurting Twitch's revenue more. Like, it's the middle tier, it's the medium-sized streamers that don't have the tens of thousands of viewers but still get a lot of subs. Those are the only people bringing money to Twitch. Guys, when I say Twitch is gonna die, I don't want Twitch to die. And I know a lot of people are like, you said Twitch is gonna die a long time ago. Dude, a company like Twitch doesn't die overnight. This is probably gonna take another year or 2, maybe even more than that. But this is Amazon cashing out, squeezing as much revenue as they can before they shut it down. Here's how it affects everyone. Because I see a lot of small streamers saying like, I didn't even know people got 70-30. I'm only getting 50-50. How does this affect me? The biggest way this is gonna affect small streamers is 1, there's going to be more ads. 2, Twitch has basically just told every single small streamer who has been begging, everybody's been saying, please give 70-30 across the board. What Twitch said with this message is, you will never get 70-30. We might reverse this course. Nobody is getting 70-30 unless you're a top streamer ever. The effect on middle-sized streamers is probably gonna be the same. There are a lot of mid-tier partners who get a 70-30 split, and those streamers are not rich, right? Like, I was very exceptionally lucky in the fact that like I only had 1,000 viewers, and I know that's awesome. I know 1,000 viewers is a big number, and I'm grateful for 1,000 viewers, but that's nowhere near Pokimane, Hassan, Asmongold, these massive streamers who are making so much in revenue that they can start massive businesses on the side, right? Because medium-sized streamers can't do that. Medium-sized streamers make a living, they can pay their rent, but then they pay their rent, they pay for their food, they pay for all their gear, they're upgrading gear, they're trying to make it fun, and then that's about it. They pay their bills and that's it. I bet there are a lot of medium-tiered partners who have to go and get jobs if this happens, and that's a big one. They talk about in here, I haven't brought it up a ton, but this is a big one. No more exclusivity. Could you imagine being a massive streamer, being Pokimane, being Lily Pichu, whatever, being one of these massive streamers, losing, how many subs does Pokimane have right now? Let's just do this for fun. How many subs does Pokimane have? Nick Merckx has 60,000? Does Nick Merckx have 60,000? Okay, you're Nick Merckx. Let's just say this, you're Nick Merckx. You have 60,000 subs. You make $210,000 a month. Multiply that by 0.715. Now you make $150,000 a month. You lose $60,000 a month. You're on Twitch. And Twitch just announces that you lose $60,000 a month just for streaming on Twitch. At the same time, they announce you're no longer exclusive. What you do is you go back and forth and you maintain those subs as long as you have, and you start building your YouTube and you double dip because you can. That's exactly what you do. These people are gonna start the process of switching from Twitch to YouTube because they've docked them 30% of their sub income, and they've told them you don't have to stay with us anymore. That's $60,000 a month. Nick Merckx would lose $720,000 a year. That's an insane amount of money. I don't want to be the doomsday guy who's like Twitch is dying. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. But what I'm saying is, for every single person who streams on Twitch, you better have a YouTube presence. You better have a TikTok presence. You better have an Instagram and a Twitter presence. Start posting everywhere, because when it happens, you don't want to be stuck on an island. I would not be shocked if Amazon shuts down Twitch in the next couple of years. That's it. You want me to say happy streaming? When we do these live, do we end it with happy streaming? Whatever. I'm not gonna say it.